Hello and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in. We are going to be doing the pick 10 random decks and rank them 1 through 10. I had my husband rummage through my collection and pick out 10 decks. I think the first person I saw do this tag, which I don't remember off the top of my head what it is named, but I will link it in the description. But I think it was Fairlight Tarot, and it's such a fun way to look at our decks and just kind of see what we got and see kind of how it all plays out. So let me grab a piece of paper. I'm gonna list it 1 through 10. And, oh, not enough room. Probably could have had this prepared, but that's so not my way. Okay, let's see what he picked. Deck number 1. Okay, we have Tarot of the Abyss. Good deck to start out with. So this is my only black and white deck. I have had, I think, one other. I think I had the Dark Days Tarot, and it just wasn't for me. I don't know if it was the shape or what, but this one, you know, I'm a color girly, so this one just does it. This one, I don't miss the color in it. I think it's such a smart deck, especially through the majors and the court cards I especially love. This is also such a great reader for myself, but also like for clients. I love this one. I love this Hanged Man. This like perspective of someone hanging upside down. This is a good one. Okay. It also pairs pretty nicely with others. I think I'm going to, it's going to be on the upper half of things. Yeah, this is good. This is also my only Anatorian deck. I also had the Tarot of Echoes, but I think I was comparing it to Tarot of the Abyss, and it just didn't compare for my liking. So, Tarot of the Abyss. Let's see. I think we're going to go... I'm going to put it at... I'm going to go 5. I'm going to go 5. All right. 1 down. Next up, Dream Vision. I love this deck. This was my very first indie deck purchase. And, oh, I love this deck. I think the colors are absolutely stunning. Well, this is definitely going to be top half too. Oh, I love that High Priestess. By the way, if you have this deck, it goes so beautifully next to the Color Vision Oracle. They both kind of have this like airbrushed effect to it that, yeah, they look perfect next to each other. Okay. Dream Vision. Dream Vision. I'm thinking I'm gonna go 3. Dream Vision, tarot number 3. Okay. What's next? Ooh, all right. Oh, we have the Magic Jotter Tarot. So this is such a cute little deck. I hadn't seen it posted anywhere. I came across it on Etsy. It is by a Ukrainian creator. I honestly think that this is handmade. It feels, it's a cardstock like I've never felt before. Very papery, very flimsy. It feels like something that was printed, and even like the corners feel kind of hand cut to me. I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny if this is the case, but if I had to guess, this is a handmade deck. And it is so cute. Look at these little mushrooms. All the pentacles have these little like mushroom characters. It is newer in my collection, so I haven't read with it all that much. It does have this funny little quirk about it. Oh my god, I love this strength. Let's see if I can find... Okay. So the pages, if you can see, they're actually named Pace. So it's the Pace of Swords. But thankfully it's a quirky deck. So, and if C looks pretty similar to a G, so it doesn't really trip me up or anything. This one is so cute. Oh, but is it cute enough to make it in the top 5? I don't think it is. Okay, which is good for me because I'm already closing in on that top half. So I'm going to put the Magic Jotter Tarot at... I think I'm going to go 9. I think I'm going to go number 9. Because I have no idea what is in the rest of this box, and I've done a pretty decent job recently moving out decks that don't really have a strong place in my collection, so I have a feeling most of what he'd be able to pick are going to be decks that I use often. So let's see what's next. Oh, the Iris. This is a sassy little deck. I didn't quite know how we'd get along when I first got Iris in. This was actually a copy that Cassie from A Riffle in Time, the box had like the slightest dent in it, and so she ended up switching out her copy, which had a perfect box. She took the dented box and then sold this at a discounted price. So it's in perfect condition, but I love this one. It feels very inner childlike with this like colored pencil, kind of scratchy, raw illustration. And yeah, this deck is super sassed. When I pull it out, I always kind of give it a little hug and ask for it to be nice to me. And about half the time it is, but 100% of the time it is truthful and on point. So I love this deck, and I really like to pair it with the Poesis Oracle. That's actually usually how I read with it, because this can feel a little bit not like otherworldly, but just I feel like Poesis kind of grounds the message. Poesis is such a clear deck, and this, you know, you get keywords like party leader, no one is yours but you, you know, so where this kind of leaves a little bit of room for interpretation, Poesis really helps to ground it. But we're not talking about Poesis, we're talking about Iris, and I do really love this deck. But it does have like a time and a place when I want to reach for this. It's not like a all-arounder, or like I'm not always prepared for the truth that comes with this deck. So I'm going to put Iris, I'm going to put Iris at 6. I think that's a respectable place for this oracle. Okay, next. Oh, Tarot of Curious Creatures. This is another really fun one. And speaking of inner child work, this is usually my inner child deck. I have edged mine in like a metallic purple that matches the backs. So this is actually a deck that I was pretty avidly resistant to. I just felt like it was, I don't know, like too niche, or too, like it was just trying too hard to be like, I don't know, interesting with these like animals with human bodies. These, what is it? Anthropomorphic, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I got it. I was looking for inner child deck, and I got it for a steal on Amazon. And it was one of those things like, well, let me try it. People rave about it, especially those that kind of had the same resistance to it. And yeah, once I got it in my hands, I fell in love. It's such a good reader. It's a deck that you can pull like no matter what the reading is, no matter where you're at. It's also one that like if I'm kind of in a lull with my practice, it's just so fun, and it's such a talkative deck that I can always like grab this, and it always kind of gets me going again. So Tarot of Curious Creatures. I just don't know what else is in the box. Like that's the whole thing, right? So I think I'm gonna put Curious Creatures at, I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 7. Okay. Let's see. What is this? Oh, Way Home. Okay. So I have 2 complaints right off the bat, and it's less to do with the art and like the actual reading with this, but like the box does not stay on, like it has no suction to it. And I am a riffle shuffler, and while the cardstock itself is very flexible, it's a very slippery deck, and so it always kind of snaps out of my hands. This is one too that like I didn't know. Okay, wait. Okay. I didn't know how I felt about these court cards with these like silhouettes filled with the imagery. But I love this deck. I think too because it doesn't have a guidebook. I know that there's like the WTF is Tarot book that technically is like a guidebook for this, sold separately. But I think because it doesn't have a guidebook, that it really lends itself to being a very intuitive deck. I also love so many of the majors, especially. This is also one that I feel like fits into, okay, I don't read with reversals, so I don't know why so many of these are reversed, but I feel like this could read for practically any sort of reading that you're thinking. It's also one of my favorite Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords isn't one of those cards that is like make or break in a deck for me, but it was stalking me for months, so I've become particularly aware of imagery of Seven of Swords. Okay. All right, Way Home. Definitely a solid deck. I think I'm gonna go 4 for Way Home. All right, so that leaves me with 1, 2, 8, and 10. Oh God, what is gonna be number 10? I can't put anything at number 10. Okay, next. Hey. From Roots to Blooms, my very own deck. Well, I can't help the bias, y'all. So this is my Oracle deck. I am just recently sold out of this first edition, and I am currently working on a second edition, which will be, it will actually have about 20 to 30 additional cards added to this, which thankfully fits in this box. So I'm going to have it available as like an expansion pack for those of you that did purchase the first edition. It will all be able to house in the same box together. So yeah, I definitely can't put this at 8 or 10. Okay, I'm gonna go number 2. I'm gonna go number 2 because while I obviously love this deck, like duh, I don't know what's in the box, y'all, and yeah, I can't commit to number 1. So From Roots to Blooms. Ooh. Number 2. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Teller Tarot. Now, this is definitely my favorite Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I love the colors in this deck. And I love that we get like the traditional illustrations, but then there's like some fun flourishing kind of added. But it is Rider-Waite Smith imagery. And so I usually use this for, like, if I'm doing client readings, because it's different enough from traditional art, but still like recognizable for people that are getting their reading done. Okay, Teller Tarot. I think I'm gonna go 10 because it is a RWS clone. As funky and fresh as it is. So we're gonna go 10 for Teller. All right, last two. And there's the Color Vision Oracle. So this is the Oracle that I mentioned, pairs literally perfectly with the Dream Vision. And, ooh, I do love this. First of all, that hollow detail. So like half the cards are just straight up colors. They do kind of vary a little bit. As you can see, like this is a little bit more fully immersed in that indigo, where pink is a little bit more centered. But then it has cards like this as well, where we have like expression and then some symbols down here. Oh, I really love this oracle, and the guidebook is fantastic. And since it is a color oracle, it does pair well with nearly anything you're going to put next to it. But it is one, at least currently, it is one that I really utilize the guidebook with it. So I think I'm gonna go number 8. I think I'm gonna go number 8 for Color Vision. Okay, let's see what number 1 is. And it's the Poesis. Okay, this worked out pretty perfectly. Poesis is, like, if I really had to pick one oracle deck, it likely would be the Poesis Oracle. It pairs well with so many because it is just this black and kind of creamy off-white. And the illustrations are so, I don't want to say simplistic, but it just plays nicely with others. So it reads great, like, as an oracle expanding on tarot. It reads wonderfully with other oracle decks, and I think my favorite way to use Poesis is actually by itself, just a whole reading with Poesis. So yeah, this can definitely sit at number 1 spot. I love this deck. It's one too that I was kind of between looking at this and then the Reclaim Oracle. I got this first and fell in love instantly. I ended up getting the Reclaim also and had since rehomed it. So yeah, Poesis is super safe. Again, it's likely if I had to pick just one oracle to use, it would be Poesis. So that works perfectly at number 1. Okay, let me see if I would switch any of these up now that I have my top 10. I think I think I would maybe switch. I would probably switch these two and these two. But everything else looks pretty good, actually. Yay! Well, that was fun. A fun little way to look through my decks and play around with them and not have to spend too much time digging into any particular one. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.